Summer blockbuster Transformers Age of Extinction opened in first place with $100 million at the box office this past weekend. Part of the appeal, of course, is the awesome special effects and vehicles that are featured in the film franchise. This morning we are joined by General Motors Director for Branded Entertainment, Steve Tahanye, and James Bell, GM's Head of Consumer Affairs. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on.
Hey, thank you so much for being a part of Studio 10. Now, first of all, for those who haven't seen the movie, tell us about the latest Transformers.
Well, Transformers Age of Extinction essentially picks up about 4 years after where the last movie left off, the destruction of Chicago. The Autobots have gone into hiding. And they're being chased by a mercenary, what I'll call robot, that is essentially trying to eradicate the Autobots from Earth. In the meantime, there is a human element in terms of developing a new technology that will ultimately replace the Autobots. But things go awry, and the Autobots once again are called upon to save the planet. And our heroic character, Bumblebee, which is the iconic yellow Camaro, plays an important role in, again, saving mankind one more time.
That's right.
Well, I was going to say, it's a good thing they destroyed Chicago and not Detroit, right?
Well, it's
good for us, yes.
Yeah, good for us, but it is interesting because there was a fair amount of filming that went on in Detroit, which James will elaborate on.
Yeah. In fact, we made available several GM properties as well as sections of Detroit, as Steve says. Our Milford Proving Grounds, thousands of acres up there, 132 miles of test track. We were able to lock down sections of that so they could do some of the great stunt driving scenes. The city of Detroit, anytime you're watching the film and you think it's Hong Kong or Chinatown or something, it's actually Detroit. Little movie magic sprinkled in top. And then also our design center. In fact, our head of design, Ed Welburn, has a small cameo in the film. His office is used. The design dome where new vehicles are seen for the first time. Our entire design center has such an iconic, kind of futuristic, kind of high-tech look, and it made a great backdrop for some very pivotal scenes in the film.
Well, very cool. Now, you mentioned Bumblebee, which you pointed out. What's the other car next to you, and what are some of the cars we'll see in this film?
Oh. Yes, well, first off on Bumblebee, you talk to younger fans of the Transformers franchise, and they see this as a robot first and not even a car. So I think that shows you just how deep and powerful it is. For this new installment, we've done a little transforming of our own on a Chevrolet Sonic. This is a wonderful little family car in many American driveways, but as you can see on the inside, we've properly transformed it into a race car. This being a little rally car, this is a true prop from the film, and I think how detailed and how realistic it looks plays into what Michael Bay's vision is for this film, and probably why it's doing so well in the box office. That attention to detail, and it feels real, and in this case it's a real car that we've transformed. You're also going to see in the film the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, which is a new character by the name of Crosshairs, and the Chevrolet Trax, which is a small SUV, already a big sales success in Asia, going to be coming to North America later this year. When you see it on the big screen, it'll be a nice way to kind of introduce it to the American market.
Yeah, what better way to introduce it than in a movie that's bringing in $100 million at the box office. That is great. Now tell us about the relationship between GM and Chevy and the Transformers series.
Well, it actually dates back to the first film, actually prior to the first film in 2007, and really sitting with Michael Bay and understanding his vision for the film. And one of the great things that this film franchise has provided us is this cross between car to character, character back to car. And it's been able to portray the brand and the product in a really great light. I mean, Bumblebee is this like quiet hero that's always there, very dependable. A lot of the what I'll call core values of Chevrolet as a brand. Michael comes into design before any of the films. We spend a lot of time talking and walking through design. He actually literally picks things out that he likes, and then our global chief, Ed Welburn, will work with his design team to ultimately craft and style the cars the way Michael would like to see them without obviously losing the DNA of the cars. And Camaro's a great example of that. If you go from film to film, it's been kind of an evolutionary process. process of the car, which is also consistent with the evolutionary process of Bumblebee as a character. So a lot of collaboration, trust, and creativity that goes into making it happen, and we have a long history of that.
Well, very cool, and I know a lot of people will be heading out over the July 4th holiday to go check out a movie, so check out Transformers and check out some of the great cars that you'll see in the movie as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here on Studio 10.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for having us.